I'm Senda from Team Smashdash. I've been competing in VR League since 2017. Have been trying to do more mentoring than I've had time for. And overall, just a VR enthusiast and enthusiastic to get VR League up, really, like for the third season.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, I'm Nada. I don't know what I am. I think I'm kind of a bit of everything. I started as a player, and because there were so many things that I wanted to optimize and make better and improve that I saw happening in VRL and in Echo VR in general, that I became mod on the Echo Games Discord, and I started helping the ESL admins and became one myself. So now I'm organizing tournaments, helping the players, answer a ton of questions all the time. And yeah, I guess I am whatever the players need me to be right now.
That is true, yeah. Yeah, and I'm not. Both of these people are good players. I haven't been competed in anything. I'm the one of the, I think, 2 community casters we have right now. Probably a little bit more. I'm not too sure how many there actually are, but I'm one of them. I'm Malaran. I started about half a year ago, something like that. And just kind of spectating, casting the different tournaments we've had, different combat and arena tournaments. So I have more of a different kind of view on the whole tournament. I look from it more from a spectator side than the people that organize it or play in it. So yeah, that's me. I just do that.
Actually, one of my victims, I picked you up in the lobby.
You did, yeah.
You remember that?
I remember that quite clearly. That was quite traumatizing. Because I kind of offhandedly mentioned...
You cast!
More or less, I offhandedly mentioned, hey, I could kind of help Muta with this. And then, like, a week later, I got put into a call with Muta. I was like, you 2 are casting now. Okay, that's fine, I guess.
And it worked out great. You're doing a really good job, and casting is so important to get all this information out. So yeah.
It is quite fun to do, and it's quite, in general, it's quite fun to be a part of the whole kind of community we have. Because
exactly, and I think that's what I love about it, because you can find a spot for everyone, and no matter what they want to do. If they want to write articles, they can get to Haskell and help there. If they want to make teams, they can help me with the jobs I do. Just do some media stuff, they're good with you. So all of us have some jobs, and that's really great. So you don't even have to be a really good player, and you still can do a lot of good in the community.
Yeah.
So basically, if you like the game, there's ways you can help promote the game, even if you're not actively playing all the time. Yeah. There's lots you can do.
Exactly. You can make super interesting, funny, weird, whatever kind of type of GIFs, and you can send them to Sendo, or you can just cooperate with Sendo on this, because he bombs them on Reddit to get our games pushed. So, Mia guy.
Yeah. What if somebody wants to participate in the league, though? How do they go about doing that? And why should they do that, you know?
I think, like, why should they is a really, really good question, because, you know, it's not always. We've had a lot of off-season. Of course, there's a season of VRL right now, but we've had a lot of off-season sort of tournaments, and there's been no real prize for it. But the thing is, it's just really fun to be in, and it's just a fun, interesting sort of like introduction to how to be in a tournament and how to be competitive at something. Because you don't have to be competitive in anything before. Yeah. It's just kind of a fun, kind of relaxed environment for you to be in.
Yeah, there's very important. In tournaments, there's plenty of. For some people, it's just to get together with a group of 3, have fun, play some games, spend the weekend, hopefully Sunday again, possibly on the same time. And then for some, it's for me, it's that I've competed for ages. I'm very competitive. I want to I know it's I want to try. I want to play for a win, even though I don't always win. It's kind of something that I want to. It's an easy draw. It's an easy game to get excited and try to advance and try to get better. For me, that's kind of my thing. I like competing overall, and this is a great environment. For others, it's just a good get together, a social thing. Just you and me and the guys. Let's go and play some games. Have at it against the best of EU, best of NA, or just play against similarly skilled teams and have fun for like the entire evening, playing a very good game.
There's also an aspect about VR that many don't think about, and it's that it equals the play field a bit. Because in normal sports, you always have to be very fit. You have to have great stamina. You need to be very strong or whatever. There are a lot of restrictions that people keep away from competing in those games, in those sports. And
Yeah.
well, Echo VR, or at least Echo Arena, is pretty much a sport what we do here. So it's really
Yeah.
nice because you don't have to have working legs. You can play it seated. You can play it with a lot of disabilities. You don't have to be super fit, super strong. You just start playing and you can keep up with most of the other players. And I think that's
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah, and it's even better. Like it's a melt of like normal sports and esports, because in esports you have to spend. I think the pros spend about maybe 6 to 8 hours a day playing
Yeah,
on a
something
2D
like that.
screen, and basically the functions that they do, fast-paced things with mouse and keyboard, are something that, for instance, I'm in my 30s now. I'm fairly sure that I couldn't reach that level of, let's say, precision on like normal 2D gaming. In here, it kind of I'm a bit old to compete in actual real sports. I'm a bit old to like compete in like top esports. So with VR sports, it's kind of, I get the benefit of maybe not being as well, not being maybe as fast in reactions as some 20s guy, and I'm maybe not as strong as some like power lifter or something. So everyone's kind of the same here. Everyone plays from the same like starting point, so it's pretty nice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We even have people in their 40s and 50s who start playing it and doing really, really good. And it's kind of great to listen to them when they say, hey, I fulfilled a childhood dream here. I played in competitive esports and I actually won money on the weekends that paid.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, after all that time to get this chance to do this, you only have that in VR, because if you start playing Counter-Strike, for example, now, you won't get very high up now. There are just so many players that you barely have a chance to get there. And well, VR is super new. There aren't that many teams. If you start playing Echo Combat now, you'll probably play with only a bunch of teams, and if you put some time in, you can still get to the top. And you don't have that with Pancake Games anymore. So
Yeah.
great point to start now.
Yeah, and it's actually coined the term pancake gaming amongst VR enthusiasts, because it's I still play a couple of 2D games here and there, but it's always different. It's
We
play
don't
a character.
play flat.
Yeah, we don't play flat games anymore. So
Okay, we don't play flat.
no flat
Yeah,
games.
but still, this is like this, but that's like a meantime stuff during VR.
So, can one of you explain the difference between Echo Arena and Echo Combat, please?
Yeah. Well, the essential the essential differences is that it's two different game modes. It's not two different games. So what I think is wonderful and great about Echo VR is that it has a wonderful system of moving around. Like you grab on or you use your thrusters and you go out in zero gravity, and that is conserved between the two game modes. But what is different here is one of these game modes, this one we're in right now, is the Echo Arena. And that entails having a team of 3 go through a playing field and getting a disc, the disc in the middle, or sometimes other places, a disc in the goal, which is that one there. And that's essentially what it is. It's kind of like football or handball, if you've ever seen that. And apparently that's a Danish thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, and that's basically the essentials of this game. It's more of a traditional sport, whereas Echo Combat is more of a traditional esport in that it's a first-person shooter. So you have a team of 4, and you have I think 4 different guns, 4 different abilities you can choose from, 4 different grenades, and then there's a couple of different objectives. Essentially, it boils down to you want to get to the thing, get somewhere, and the other team is trying to stop you from getting the thing, and you can shoot them to stop them from stopping you from getting the thing.
Okay.
Might be a control point or payload, but
Yeah, capture point. Lauren knows one word today.
yeah, we get the thing.
Good. We got the thing. We did it.
We got the thing.
We get the thing.
Okay. All right. So, can people play in both of those for the VRL Season 3? How do they go about finding a team for whichever one they want to try to play on?
First step is always to get on Discord. No matter for what game you want to play, even for the other games that are in the VRL League, like Onward, for example, first step is always get on Discord, because that's where people usually make teams, where they talk to each other, where they plan, where all the information is. And well, maybe a little tip when you are on those Discords and you want to state that you're looking for a team, because there are two things I see very often that people do wrong, or at least could be done better. All those servers usually have channels like looking for a team. You can use those channels. What usually happens is, well, people don't really provide any information. Let me compare that to dating. It's like you go into a bar, okay? And you see someone at the bar and you think, well, that guy looks interesting. And what do? You go there and you say, hi, I'm solo. Will you marry me?
Yeah.
That's basically what they do, okay? You get there and say, hi, I'm a free player. I want a team.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then the message gets buried. So you can improve that a lot by just saying, who are you and what do you want? Because not everyone who is looking for a team is just looking for a team. Some are really, really competitive, and they go there and they basically want a team who plays every day, who puts tons of hours in, who is really motivated, who wants to talk strategies and wants to train every day. And if that's you, then state it, put it in there, tell people about you. Maybe tell them what level you are, how many games you've played, what position you prefer in game. Like we have goldies, we have striker here. Just tell a bit more about yourself, make yourself interesting for teams. That will immensely increase your chances to get picked, or at least that people talk to you.
Yeah, and also to kind of add on that, it's not a bad idea to state what type of people you want to play in a team with.
Yeah.
Like the type of personality you are might not be a bad thing to say, because a lot of good players you can put in one team, and it will be a disaster because their personalities just don't mix at all. It's a good idea to I'm gonna play a few games with you, just party up for 2 or 3 pub games, like 1 or 2 players, or try a private match against with them. We had sub teams before going on quite a bit actually, where we put different people together in teams, and some of them actually formed into real teams, and they didn't have to commit on the time that they were in a sub team. They didn't have to commit to that team. So it's good to find a person you can and want to and can get along and play as well. It's I think for me it's also a bit important that everyone in my team I can get along with. Well, it's just
Yeah, that should actually be the primary focus. That always makes me laugh when there's a team leader or 2 people who already formed a team are looking for a third, because they basically make the other mistake. They go in there and they state, hey, I want a player who has played 5,000 games, who has a win rate of 90%, who can play every day for 10 hours, and who will always be nice. And they have expectations. If you do that with someone, I mean, who has the courage to speak up and say, hey, that's me? Chances are like 0. Okay, so don't do that.
I want the perfect player. It's
it's just not gonna happen. And even if you find some people who actually meet this criteria, it does say absolutely nothing if the chemistry in the team will work out.
Yeah,
So-
find people on your own level and people who you can work with and
Yeah.
play with and get better with. That's the most important part because no new team will be like completely the best or completely ready the time it's formed. It takes time to develop team things like relations, tactics, joust, how you play. It takes a while.
Yeah.
So you need a certain type of like um, synergy would be probably the word. Like a but you need to feel connected to your teammates. It doesn't work if you feel like, oh, I have to play with that guy again. Oh God, no! Why am I here? It doesn't translate well to games. No.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
That's great.
And
Well, so
a thing, a really, really important thing is that you can, of course, you can put a post in like one of the looking for team chats, but that's probably going to get buried a little bit. You need to be actively looking. So you need to
Yeah.
be like, hey, oh, do you might want to team up, or do you want to try it out, or someone is like looking in the team chat for, oh, someone just posted, let me contact them. It's not just you say, hey, I'm a good player, and then you just hope. Gotta be active. Gotta work for it. So that's,
Yeah,
I think,
people just post that and they wait for something to happen and nothing
Yeah.
is gonna happen. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't
post
work.
your message, and I mean for those team people, it's great if you post something about your team and that you're looking for someone, but maybe tell the players a bit more about yourself. Like, what are your expectations besides from unrealistic win rates or stuff like that? Like, do you want this player to play every day? How much time should he put in? How competitive should he be? Yeah, and stuff like that. Just what nationality maybe are you? Like, maybe some just like to play with people with the same language, for example. Just tell the players a bit more about your team and why they should play for you. And then just do some tryouts. And I think playing with random people is the best and currently the most successful way to actually get a working team. Just don't have the expectation that you play with someone and that will be the final team that you will ever play with. That's just not going to work. So we always offer options to play alone, to sign up for a cup alone, or to at least get in contact with the people who organize the tournaments, who will help you find a team. And yes, those teams usually consist of random players who we just put together, and they may not be perfect and they may not exactly win the first caps, but it's an amazing way to just practice, to get to know people, and well, just to get to know the competitive scene if you're new to it. So that's really the most essential thing to just do. Just go there, speak up, don't be shy, and just play.
So, Nada, let's say that I've suddenly grown a lot thinner and I'm ready to start a team. How would I go about doing that? What do I need to actually do?
All right. So, first question would be, do you have an account on the ESL website?
I do not.
So every cup announcement that we do on Echo Games or on the VRL Discord usually has the links to the ESL website and where the cups are announced. So the first step is obviously to make a personal account on ESL. And super important, link your Oculus account, your Oculus ID to that account.
Yes.
If you need help with that, we have some FAQ channels on the VRL Discord to explain it. And it's also explained on the ESL Play site. You can find that. So once you've done that and you hopefully have found some teammates, then you need to create the team on the website. Same with that, we always have the FAQ, or if you need additional help, you can use the support channels on VRL Discord. So you have a personal account, you have a team account. Next step would be to sign up for actually a tournament. Like I said, we always announce the caps, and you can find the links in there. That's usually not a big challenge. People get to do that really easily, so they sign up. But the next important step would be to actually check in for the cup. That means about 30 minutes before the cup actually starts, you need to say, hey, all our teammates are here and we're ready to play, and then you check in. That signals the admin, okay, this team really is here to compete and we can start the cup with them. Super important. If you forget that, you might run into some troubles.
Yes.
Yes. And before you sign up for such a tournament, you should make sure that you know everything about the game that you really need in the tournament. So you need to know how to invite your friends into a private party, how to start a private arena match, like what we did right here. You should know how to use the terminal in the arena to set up times for the match duration and stuff like that. And you should definitely have read some of the rules on the ESL website. Oh yes, that's a good one. There's actually quite a few steps you need to know about technical issues, for example. If something in the game happens, a player crashes, etc., then we have very defined special steps that you have to take in when that happens. This is usually a reason for a lot of arguments if people don't know how to solve those issues. So definitely read the rules, take this serious. That's not like medication prescription that people usually just put in the cupboard and never look at it. Okay, so we have those rules and the admins expect you to follow those rules, okay? So check them. And if you have questions, there's the VRL support channel, just ask, don't hesitate. Yes, assuming that the cup ran smooth and you should have entered some results, then you know after that if you're ready for ESL. No joke. Okay, you can always play, and I think the most important part about it is your mindset. Don't sign up for a cup and expect to win. Seriously, a new team that plays for the first time rarely wins any games in the first cup. It's just new. You play with people you haven't played much before, and you play against teams who have way more experience than you. So take it as a journey to learn, to observe how those things work, and if you stick with it, you will make progress very fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
One additional suggestion on that: when you make your account on ESL Play, and when you join Discord, and when you're in game, try to use the same name, because when people are looking for teams and stuff like that, it gets very complicated when you've got people that have a different name on their Oculus ID, their Discord name, their in-game name, their ESL name, and all that. It makes it a whole lot easier if you have the same name, so that people can find you and follow you, and it just works out better for everybody.
Yeah, if you're Apple in ESL and Orange in Oculus, it's gonna be a bit hard to find you.
A thing that's I think probably pretty important to mention is that these cups take around, I don't know, I want to say 2 to maybe 4 hours for the long ones. I think these are probably going to take around 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours is probably the usual.
Yeah, 2:45 is the usual time. 3 hours should be fine.
Yeah.
So plan enough time. Yeah.
Yes, plan enough time and don't leave during the cups to do other stuff like, say, eat a burger.
Yes.
Eat a burger. Essentially what it is there are 3 tournaments where you kind of gain points, and then the top team from each region will qualify. Then after that, the second stage qualifiers, where again it's 3 tournaments, and then the top 2 teams from each region, they qualify. So it's 3 teams from each region after the 6 tournaments. And then there's the last tournament. I believe it's only 1 tournament, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one tournament, and then the top team from each region there will qualify. So each region, of course, I mean the North American region, which includes all of North America, and the European region, which includes Europe. I didn't know that needs to be said any further. But,
I'm glad you clarified that.
There are. You're welcome. But in the end, there are 8 teams in total that have been qualified, and they get. There's, I don't actually know what it is. I think it's in Leicester, right?
Yes.
I think it's in Leicester.
Yes. The finals
Leicester,
are at Haymarket Theatre in Leicester.
Yeah, and they've been there before, and it's fun. I like Leicester. Leicester's a good city.